What's up, Lauren? How are you? Okay. What's up, Codis? Hi. What's up, Shannon? Good morning. It is such a gorgeous day. Sorry I'm a little late. I really wasn't feeling very well, so I appreciate the patience. Alrighty. Wrap off of here. All right. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I hope you're okay. I'm okay. I have gastritis. I have chronic gastritis. When I was a drinker, I basically ruined the lining of my stomach really bad, and it's pretty difficult to reverse it. And like I'm working on it, you know what I mean? But it is like really painful. So it just feels like your stomach is like raw and it feels like you're gonna throw up. It's just ugh, it's just the worst. Turn phone on do not disturb. I've missed you too, Shannon. Yeah, I haven't really been going live, but I'm really excited because on Saturday I sent my writing to an online publication on Medium, and I really didn't think I was going to make it, but they published it this morning, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't believe they published me. I'm like so proud of myself. It's the small wins, you know what I mean? Okay. God, it's so hot in here. There's got to be a freaking fan or something. All right, let me connect my little hipsy. All righty. Creator Studio. All right. So, welcome to All Signs. Thanks, AMK. I appreciate that. So, welcome to All Signs. We're going to be taking a look at you and your person, obviously. If you guys want to book a reading for the live stream, so to get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis, and you can find that link. It's going to be pinned at the top of the chat there. What's up, Faye? Hi. All right. So I'm going to give you guys an extra 5 minutes. If you want to get 25% off your super chat question, order in the next 5 minutes and you're good. Otherwise, you'll have to pay full price. Okay. So I'll give you guys a few more minutes and we can just, we can just kind of chill until then. Mm. I ate these for, so I had my gallbladder. I know nobody cares. But I'm going to say it anyway. I had my gallbladder removed back in, I took a birth control called Depo-Provera, and it ended up causing my gallbladder to inflame so bad, right? Like so bad. And it was just filled with liquid. And they had to end up removing it. Well, worst thing ever. First of all, that was the worst pain I've ever felt, worse than childbirth. And so I don't have a gallbladder. And so then on top of that, I have chronic gastritis from back when I was an alcoholic. And so, like, the combination is life altering. It is so painful. And so, last night I was on calls and I decided that I was going to eat a shit ton of cashews. Huge mistake. They're high in fat content. So, when you don't have a gallbladder, it makes it more difficult for your body to produce bile, but to be able to also digest the fats. And so I was just in so much pain I couldn't even think. Oh my God, it was just the worst. And so I'm kind of feeling the after effects of that this morning. The worst. But I got published today. So yeah, who cares, right? What's up, LA Unique? How you doing? All right, guys. Okay, so what sign would you guys like to start out with first? Whoever says it first wins. I don't want to use these cards today. I'm going to use these cards. I need a new job. Me too. I just want to write my stories. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. I love you, Shannon. Thank you so much. Okay, Shannon wins. She picked Aries, so we got to start out with Aries. I was on the depot for over 10 years because of my endometriosis. Oh, be careful, man. That stuff causes brain tumors. Listen, I'm such a sensitive person. Everything about me is so fucking sensitive. Like, I swear, it's like I'll get a whiff of a cigarette and catch cancer. Like, it's so, I don't know why I'm like that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I have a sixth house stellium. I'm not entirely sure, but my mom has endometriosis and I know how painful that is. Like, I mean, I don't know it personally, but I've seen her in pain and you guys suffer quite a bit. Is this your only job? Yeah, so I do live streams once in a while and then I take one-on-one private sessions on Hipsy and then I also take personal readings. But I love to write. Being a writer, that would be my dream. That would be my dream. Oh, you got a hysterectomy. Wow. All right, guys. So today we're going to be starting out with Aries. Let me go ahead and start my little event. Think. There we go. Awesome. All right. Yay. Ah. Okay. Oh, that's terrible, Monet. I know, Shannon. I'm glad I didn't get it. All right, guys. So we're starting out with Aries today because good old Shannon won. Like an Aries, she was first. Okay. All right. Aries. All right, Aries, what's going on? Let's see what is happening between you and your person for this next week here. Show me Aries and their person. Oh, you know what, guys? I need to turn on some background music real quick. I apologize. 1 second, Aries. I am so sorry. Okay. Sorry, just the fact that it's like dead silent is a little fucking unsettling for me. There we go. Cool. All right. Okay, Aries, let's see. Show me Aries and their person. Your energy slash feelings for them is the Chariot. Theirs towards you is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. How you see them, the Ten of Cups. Damn, taking all the good cards. Aries, chill out. We just got started. How they see you is the Eight of Wands reversed. Your future actions, Two of Pentacles reversed. And their actions, Knight of Cups reversed. Okay. They're very future focused, and I think that you know that. At least from what I can see, you can reverse it if you need to, but you're viewing them as the Ten of Cups, and they're in their energy towards you as the Ten of Pentacles. So it's like you're picking up what they're putting down. Let's see that Chariot for your energy and feelings towards them. The King of Swords. You're trying to figure out how to get from point A to B with this person. And with that King of Swords there, you're thinking very logically. You may be a bit detached, not necessarily in a super cold way or anything, but it just feels like you are putting more of your mind into the relationship as opposed to your heart, okay? I'm not saying your heart's not in it. I mean, a Cancer card is here after all. But the Chariot is here. So you got somewhere to go. You want this relationship to go somewhere. And I feel like you're the one that's willing to take initiative to a degree. You're willing to make plans. You're willing to see things through. You're willing to take initiative. And I think that's really healthy. I think it's positive. For some of you, like on a side note, you may ask this person to go on a trip with you, or you may ask them to come visit you, or you may make plans for something like that. Maybe you want to go on a road trip with them, whatever it is. But this is pretty positive. The Ten of Cups for how you see them. I mean, you feel like this is somebody with the High Priestess. You feel like this is somebody that's incredibly desirable. Intuitively, you're very well aware that this is like a family-oriented person or somebody that could have your kids or be a great father, or maybe you already have children with them. You see them as somebody that is going to be long term for you. So I would say that you are probably madly in love with this person. And I feel like you're willing to kind of work out the kinks and bolts behind the scenes to be able to make it happen. I kind of feel like you're trying to ground something into reality. And you also see this person's potential as well. You feel like they have so much potential. And I don't even think it's just potential within the relationship, but potential within themselves. You may feel like this person is either into tarot or into the occult or somebody who could have been a therapist, or you feel like this person is very therapeutic to you. You feel like this person is a teacher of some sort. Maybe they don't have teacher on their resume, but you feel like you've learned a lot from them and you continue to do so. Now, the Two of Pentacles reverse with the Seven of Cups for your actions. I need more clarity on that. The Queen of Swords. Why are we confused? The Star. This feels like a big dream. Okay. Like, you know when you're in love with somebody and you're like, "Oh God, all the things that we could do and all the things that we could be," or whatever. Like you start getting into that very idealistic kind of mind frame. You see yourself going there. I see you going there a little bit. And so you're kind of lost in fantasy land. I think you're thinking of all of the possibilities of how things could go right. And in my opinion, I don't think that's the worst way to think about something. With that Queen of Swords there, though, I kind of feel like you're able to still kind of pull yourself back into reality and say, okay, well, if this is the kind of dream that I want with this person, if this is the idea that I have, how can I actually make it happen? And so I don't think it's really that bad. I really don't. Because you're kind of like you're in this mode where you're very much idealizing them. They're like the perfect partner, etc. And then you kind of pull back and it's like, okay, well, let me make sure I'm applying the lessons that I've learned from the past, and let me make sure that if this is what I want, it can actually be done. So again, not the worst thing in the world. For your person's energy slash feelings for you, the Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. So I think that this is somebody who's usually very used to being independent. They're certainly feeling themselves. They're looking good, feeling good, smelling good. They don't need you, but they do want you, which I think is better than somebody that needs you, because if they just want you but don't need you, then that means they truly want to be there. And I think that that's the case. And not only that, but that Ten of Pentacles, very future focused, very future focused, very I want it all with Aries. Very much I want to see how this plays out. But it's not just like, flying by the seat of your pants. It's actually making plans and making things happen, kind of like how you're doing. So how they see you is the Eight of Wands reverse and the Ace of Pentacles. There may be something in the way. What's the blockage? The King of Wands. Okay. They may feel like you need to take the lead a little bit more. Like maybe you lack confidence in regards to what you have to offer or certain plans that you're making. Maybe they feel like you lack confidence in regards to, I don't know, your money situation or something like that. But they feel like you have a lot to offer. They just feel like either your ego or your lack of confidence, that's the one thing that needs to kind of change here. But they do feel like you have a lot to offer. For some of you, distance can also be a problem with that Eight of Wands reverse, or communication. So their actions, Knight of Cups reverse and the Four of Swords reverse. Give me another one. And the Sun. Okay. It kind of reminds me of what you're doing a little bit, but kind of opposite. Like you're in this mode of you're idealizing them, the possibilities, right? And then you kind of check yourself. You kind of check yourself and get back to reality, and then you're like, okay, well, how can we actually make this happen? Is there healing that needs to take place? How can we that's kind of where you're at. They're a little bit more in me, okay? And I say that because you have the star here, which is Aquarius. Well, what's the opposite sign of Aquarius? Leo. We have Sun here. So you have these two opposing forces where you seem to be a little bit more focused on how can we make this happen. You also have a Libra card over here. You have another Venus card with that Venus and Scorpio card. So how can we make this happen? This person may idolize you as well and then kind of feel like they're catching themselves slipping, and then they kind of put the focus more on them. But really, I don't think it's negative. I just think that this is a very self-sufficient, self-focused person, and I think that they have a lot of optimism with you. But I also think, like, just like you do, where you may idolize this person and then feel like you need to check yourself, I feel like they feel the need to do that as well. So what is the advice here? Show me advice for the first person that I read for. I mean, it's really not a bad reading, in my opinion. For the first person, okay, so if you were the first person I read for, your advice is Sagittarius. So it's asking you to be more optimistic, be more adventurous. Maybe you do need to travel, right? Sagittarius is all about travel. Maybe you need to free yourself up from something. Maybe there still are lessons that you're needing to learn, or maybe you've learned them and you just need to apply them in this connection. Whatever it is, try to remain optimistic. And if you're the second person, your advice is Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius is more about the collective, or it's more about as a community, as a group, how are we working together to serve each other in one way or another. So it's kind of asking you, like, yes, you are very focused on self, and that's great. Sometimes you need to do that. But what's going on collectively between the two of you? It may also be saying that you need to be more authentic in the connection. And if it's not that, then I feel like it's saying make sure that you have a solid friendship with the first person. Make sure that the friendship is intact. I feel like the best relationships are built off of great friendships. Okay. So that's what I have for you. All righty. What's up, Mr.? What's up, Lady 14? You're welcome, Shannon. Finally, a halfway decent reading. You know, I never know what you're going to get there. All right, so now let's see Taurus. What's going on, Taurus? How you been feeling with that Pluto in an angular house in our 10th? Oh, why is that so low like that? Oh, okay. All right, let's see. All right, Taurus, let's see what's going on between you and your person. Show me Taurus and their person. Reverse the roles if you need to. Ten of Swords reverse in your energy / feelings for this person. And their energy and feelings, they have the Five of Pentacles for next week. Okay. How you view this person, the Knight of Wands reversed. The Four of Cups reversed in your actions. How they see you is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Damn, so many reversals. And then the Hermit reversed for their actions. Tell me about that Ten of Swords reverse for Taurus's energy and feelings. The King of Cups. Okay. All right. You're trying not to carry the past into the present or the past into the future. So what does that mean? That means if you guys had breakups, if you guys had fights, if you guys had issues with one another, or if it really has nothing to do with this person and it's like trauma and issues, etc., from the past, then like past relationships, then you're trying not to apply those here. You're trying to not bring those here. So you're evolving, and I feel like you're in love with this person with that King of Cups there. Definitely in love with this person. I feel like you're showing up as very mature, very grounded. You're holding space for this person because, well, I think that you love them. You know, I think that you love them. And if there was some kind of betrayal or some kind of ending, I feel like you're trying to again apply the lessons learned and move on. Okay, from that. How you see this person is the Knight of Wands reversed and the Moon. I think that you feel like they're inconsistent because they have a lot of fears. Okay, you may feel like they're a little afraid, or you may feel like they're uh not so optimistic about the connection, and so you may feel like they suppress a lot of things, they suppress a lot of fears, they suppress a lot of emotions that they have, and you feel like they're maybe not taking this very serious. It feels so internal. It's almost like you feel as though this person, their light is kind of drained a bit, or the sparkle kind of left their eye or something like that. It's very introspective is how you see them this coming week. Hmm. Okay. Can you give me one more on that? The Two of Wands, you feel like they're getting ready to maybe make a big decision, but you feel like you're not totally sure what the decision is going to be, or you feel like they're kind of maybe hiding that from you. I'm not gonna lie, Taurus, reverse it if you need to, but you're kind of feeling a little sorry for yourself. That Four of Cups reverse and the Magician reverse. There's something about what's going on that is making you doubt you. It's making you doubt yourself, and if you can really maintain the connection, make them like you, make them love you, there's doubts. And so you don't really have an intention. Now, for a very few of you, you may be trying to either guilt trip this person, or you can be trying to manipulate them. Let me get one more for that. The Two of Swords. And I feel like you may be avoiding a bigger decision here, or there's something that you're maybe not wanting to look at that's difficult for you, and it may be about you specifically, especially if it's around manipulation or something like that. But for others of you, it can very much be about self-doubt and you just really not being sure how to please this person or what to do about it, honestly. And this person's energy slash feelings, the Five of Pentacles and the Hangman reverse. This person is like feeling abandoned, or feeling either not worthy, or feeling like something's missing with that Five of Pentacles. And with the Hangman reverse, they're kind of at a point where they're like, okay, well, I'm not ready to really let this go, but I'm also just kind of sitting here. They are feeling stuck in some way. And I think that they're not really willing to make sacrifices because they may feel like they've already lost so much with that Five of Pentacles there. They kind of feel a little hopeless, I feel. Okay. I feel like they want to like sometimes abandon this for some reason. Can you tell me why? The Page of Cups. They either feel there could be something about a child, or they may feel like you're too immature, or maybe they feel like the love isn't really there anymore. The way that they see you is the Wheel of Fortune reverse with the Death reverse. So they feel like you keep putting yourself into this situation where you repeat cycles and then get mad that nothing changes, or you repeat cycles, you don't learn the lesson, and then you stay the same. And this person feels like you're either overly self-righteous or controlling, or you're constantly hanging on to exes or past things, or there are just some characteristic changes that you need to make, and they feel like you're just not doing it. They feel like you're just not doing it. Because there's something about like, they may feel like you deserve this metaphorical crown on your head, okay? And they're like, I don't know why. Where did that come from? Why do you think that? Or something like that. Okay. Because the Wheel of Fortune reverse, it's where we're not learning the lesson, yet we feel like we know everything. And the Death reversed is when we're sometimes refusing to humble ourselves to knowledge external of us. I don't know if that makes sense. The Hermit reversed and the Temperance reversed for this person's actions. They're feeling a little squirrely, okay? They're at this point where they're really paranoid and they're overthinking things. They may get to a point where they want to completely isolate from you or just in general because they're losing their patience. And I'm not sure like what's going on. I mean, they do feel like you're not learning some kind of lesson or whatever, or you're not really changing. And I feel like that might be where it's coming from. Now, I don't know if that's true. Okay. I don't know you and I don't know them. Okay. But I'm just saying that's what it looks like to me. So let's get advice for the first person. You do love them though. House 2, there can be something regarding your finances, self-worth, self-value, something that you're busy at building, physical security, your possessions. There's something about that you're needing to focus on or hone in on. What about the second person? All right, it gave me 2. We have mutable and conjunction. It's asking you to surrender to whatever happens, is kind of the vibe here. And I feel like that's when life or this connection or whatever is really going to come together for you. And only you can know what that looks like or what that means. So it's asking you to surrender, to change, whatever that looks like for you. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you. Let's move on to Gemini. Thanks, mister. What's up, Donna? Gemini. Gemini. What's going on, Gemini? I hope you guys are doing well. Let's see. Why does that look like that? There we go. Let's see what's going on between you and your person for next week. Show me Gemini and their person for next week, please. Your energy / feelings is Tower. Their energy and feelings, Ace of Swords. Okay, you both are having some kind of epiphany here. How you see them is the Emperor. Okay. And your future actions, 3 of Swords reverse. How they see you is the Devil. Okay, we have Capricorn, Aries, Scorpio. And their future actions, the King of Pentacles, Taurus energy. Okay, so let's see that Tower. What's that Tower about? The 2 of Cups. Okay. You're having, I feel like it's a positive revelation. The Tower is not necessarily always, some crazy destruction and terribleness, okay? Sometimes it can represent epiphanies. So if you look at traditional Rider-Waite Tarot and you look at the Tower, you're going to see a lightning bolt going through the crown of the Tower, which can talk about epiphanies. So with this, I feel like you're having a big realization. This is my soulmate. This is who I want to be with. I feel really understood by this person. And so there's a connection here that almost feels like a jolt. It may feel very intense for you. It may feel different, but it feels positive to me. It doesn't feel bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that maybe you guys have had your issues with this person. There may have been some trouble before, but there's still love here, at least for you. Okay, there's still love here. And, for some of you, if you guys have been off and on or there have been issues, you may be ready to kind of let those go, or you may be ready to rebuild with this person and rebuild this relationship from the ground up if that's what you're interested in. How you see them is the Emperor and the Five of Swords. And give me one on that Five of Swords. Wow, the Empress. Damn. That's like power couple vibes. Power couple vibes. I feel like you look at this person like, your man or your woman, the emperor to your empress, somebody who's going to take care of you, somebody who's going to initiate, somebody who means business, somebody that you can count on. And you feel like there's a very strong determination there from this person. And I think that you want to be the empress to the emperor. I think that you want that kind of relationship with them if you don't have it already. So I don't feel like that Five of Swords is bad. I feel like that Five of Swords is good. For some of you, you may feel like this person is very determined to make you their wife or husband, or your, baby mom, baby dad, whatever it is. But you want to nurture this connection. Beautiful energy. Yeah, Three of Swords reverse. I feel like there's a rebuilding going on between the two of you. Okay, so if you've had your issues or whatever, there's a camaraderie, there's a friendship, there's a mutually engaging conversation that consists of emotional intelligence and vulnerability. And I feel like it really is about rebuilding the connection. And I feel like it's happening in a positive light, at least from what I can see with you. Ace of Swords and their feelings slash energy. They are next week communicating to you like they're trying to have a conversation about trust. So let's say, for instance, that they broke your trust at some point. They're now at this point where they're trying to maybe rebuild that, or they're trying to understand. And maybe they're communicating their own trust issues. But I feel like a lot of it is just, clarity. Sorry, I have a freaking one of my hairs on my lip here. A lot of it is just clarity around emotions, which we're seeing in your actions anyway. I like it. How they view you, however, is the Devil with the Six of Wands reverse. This person may be quite infatuated with you, actually. But they may feel like you have issues around validation or needing some kind of attention. Whether that's true or not, it's just their perspective. You know, they may feel like you have a fear of being unseen or not noticed or appreciated for your efforts. And they still feel like there are certain fears or insecurities or flaws or whatever it is that you hold on to that kind of work against you. Give me one more for that. The Page of Pentacles. They still feel like you're learning. I think it's really sweet because they do feel like you have things to offer and all of that, but they just feel like there are some things that are still bogging you down. Okay, which is okay. That's everybody. So, how they're showing up for you next week is the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords reverse. They're showing up generously. The King of Pentacles is very generous. Okay, we love a good sugar daddy, honey. Okay. But the King of Pentacles is somebody who is generous with their time, their energy, their funds, their resources, their money. They're trying to create a safe and stable environment for you to thrive in. That's what the King of Pentacles does. And while this person is showing up and trying to be that stable force in your life, they're also kind of following your lead. What does Gemini want? What are Gemini's needs? What do they? So I feel like they're more like just kind of listening as opposed to like, well, what do you want? What do you want? What do you, it's kind of like that. So let's get advice for the first person that I read for. Conjunction. What about it? The Ace of Cups reversed. So it's asking you to show up vulnerably, being able to express your emotions if you want this to really come together. But I also feel like you're going to need to pour into yourself as well, because it really does start with you. If you're not a whole person within yourself, it's going to be hard to bring another person into your life before you feel like you're settled emotionally within you. So let's see the advice for the second person. Air. Okay, so this is about, for the second, if you're the second person, this is about being open-minded. This is about listening, being engaged, speaking your truth as well, which I feel like you're doing this anyway. So I don't really feel like I'm telling you anything that you don't already know. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Gemini. What's up, Karmic Karen? Hi, baby. Gemini moon here. That's what's up. I don't have a Gemini. I have a Taurus moon, but my moon is at 15 degrees, which is a Gemini degree. Good enough, right? All right, let's see Cancer. What's going on, Cancer? All right, Cancer. Cancer schmancer. All right, let's see what's going on between you and your person. Show me Cancer and their person for next week, please. Uh-oh. In your energy / feelings, Cancer, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. In their energy / feelings, we have the Strength reversed. So we have Leo and Capricorn so far. How you see them is the 5 of Cups. Your actions next week, the Lovers reversed. Gemini energy. How they see you is the 10 of Wands reversed. And the 8 of Pentacles for their actions. Oh. Tell me about that Queen of Pentacles reversed. The 4 of Pentacles. You're definitely being quite critical of this person, okay? Maybe for good reason. I don't know them, okay? But you're being quite critical of them. And it can be around money, finances. We do have 2 Pentacle cards here. You can feel like this person is being really stingy, or you can feel like they're being too conservative in some way, holding back, holding you back. Kind of feels like you feel as though they're holding you back in some way is kind of what I'm getting, which is in turn making you not really feel safe enough to open up or be very transparent with them. Can we get one more on that? 3 of Pentacles. You are like not on the same page. You're like, yeah, no, I'm not smelling what you're stepping in. I'm not picking up what you're putting down. We do not have the same goals. You just don't get it. That's kind of where you're at. You feel like you and this person are just not it, or like just not on the same, like they're just not getting it. It's kind of like your mantra this next week. Yeah, you feel like this person, how you're seeing them, 5 of Cups, Judgment reverse, you feel like they're acting kind of like a sorry sad sack, but yet at the same time they won't take accountability for how they got here. So it's like somebody who keeps getting DUIs and then whines about it, but then won't stop drinking, or won't stop drinking and driving. And it's like, well, I don't feel sorry for you, right? It's kind of like that's where you're at, honestly. And you feel like they just won't be honest. They just won't tell the truth. The Lovers reversed and the Seven of Wands. For some of you, you're disconnecting from them or you're not going to communicate with them anymore because you feel like they're putting you in a competitive situation with other people. Okay. For some of you, it can definitely be that, or a competitive situation with social media or, I don't know, their stupid ass friends or porn or whatever. Okay. Drinking, right? Something. And you're like, I'm just not, this is not, I'm not feeling this. That's kind of what I got. You're just like not feeling it. And this person's energy slash feelings, the Strength reversed in the Hierophant. We got Taurus energy here. We also have Scorpio. Um, this is somebody who is not very confident in themselves, at least this week. They may be kind of in their pride or their ego a little bit, which maybe makes it hard for the connection to work in the way that you'd like it to. They do feel committed to you, or like there's something more here. Maybe you guys are already married, maybe they want to be, but there is a commitment here. It's just like their pride or their ego is, for some of you, it's their pride or their ego even keeping them here, to be honest. Like, oh, I have to prove to myself that I can get cancer. I have to prove to myself that, I can make this work, or whatever it is. This person may want something a bit more traditional. Yeah, they feel like you're nitpicking the shit out of them, to be honest, with that Ten of Wands reversed and that Knight of Pentacles reversed. Because they feel like you're at this point where you're kind of throwing your hands up and you're like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm not taking on the responsibility. They feel like you are nitpicking them to death. You're being very critical of them and what they're doing or what they're not doing. Let me get one more for that. The Six of Cups. They do care about you, though. Like, it's weird because there's still these sweet emotions there underneath of it all, but they feel like right now what's taking the driver's seat is you being upset about what do they feel like Cancer's upset about? The Seven of Pentacles. They may feel like you're upset because there's not enough of a financial or emotional investment. Like, you may not be happy with some result that you feel like you're getting or not getting from them. And so they feel like you're kind of losing your patience. And that's what's causing you to be critical because you want more than maybe what you're receiving. One more. It's weird because it's like they do this start stop thing where they're putting an effort with that Eight of Pentacles, and then with the Page of Wands reverse and the Nine of Cups reverse, it's almost like they get frustrated and get a little cocky, or they get in their pride or their ego again and start acting like really selfish, or there can be a codependency here. For some of you, it can be, again, their ego or their pride or their codependency that's kind of causing them to put in the effort or put in the work. They are putting in an effort, but it's like that Page of Wands reverse. It's very immature or ego driven. It's like somebody who's a bit too big for their britches, or acting a bit too big for their britches. So, advice for the first person, you have Mars. So, this is about defending yourself, protecting yourself, asserting yourself, moving forward. Okay. So, if you feel like you need to do that, I would definitely do that. For the second person, you have Taurus energy. So Taurus energy can be about trust and patience and sensuality and the finer things of life and self-care. And you know, I don't want to say that Taurus is really connected to self-worth per se. I think that the planet it's ruled by is, but this may be saying, like, you know, Taurus builds things. Taurus builds things slowly but surely and steadily. It's an earth sign. It's someone that you can count on. You know, you think about Taurus has connections to Empress, which has connections to Mother Earth, which has connections to Gaia. The it's the fucking planet you're living on right now, right? You're inhabiting it, you are feeding off of it. There is so much there that is being provided. And there's something about that here for you, something that you're needing to build and create that's sustainable. So for the second person. Okay. So that's what I have for you. Let's move on to Leo. Thanks to Jana. I appreciate that. I might need to shuffle these again. All right, let's see. All right, Leo. All right, Leo, let's see what's going on between you and your person for next week. Show me Leo and their person. In your energy / feelings, Leo, we have the 8 of Swords reversed. In their energy / feelings, we have the 6 of Swords. How they see you, I mean, how you see them is the 7 of Swords, excuse me. The Page of Swords for your future actions. How they see you is the 8 of Cups. Their future actions, Justice reversed. Ooh. I heard listen to your intuition. Okay. All right, tell me about that 8 of Swords reversed. The 5 of Wands. About what? Okay. You keep going round and round in circles with this person. And it can specifically be about commitment, relationship, elevating the connection, taking it to the next level in some way, or it can be something as simple as going out and having a fucking drink, going out on a date, whatever it is. And you're pretty sure about what you want and what your expectations are. And so, because you may feel like those are not getting met or your needs are not getting met, you're kind of getting in your ego a little bit, or you're getting a little feisty with that 5 of Wands. You're getting a little feisty because I feel like this is what you want. And if you feel like that need isn't being met, then you're going to say something about it. That's it. So you seem to be pretty frustrated. I mean, the 5 of Wands isn't like a brawl out fight. It's not like a divorce or a breakup per se, right? It's just more annoying. You know, it can be where, you know, like let's say you and this person live together. 4 of Wands can be where we're living together. And you ask this person a million times, hey, like, I just want to know, like, do you think you can just leave the seat down for me? You know, and they just will not do it. It's like, God damn, you know, I know that I do not want to fall into the toilet every time I go in there. Just put it down. You know, why are you making it a big deal? It can be like that. So it kind of feels like you feel like you keep repeating yourself. And I think that you're tired of it. The 7 of Swords and the 9 of Swords reversed. To me, this is like a classic avoidant energy, at least with how you're seeing them. So, you know, maybe you wake up in the morning and you're like, hey, I want to talk about the toilet. And they're just like, oh, I got to run out the door. You know, I'm just going to grab coffee at Starbucks on my way out. You know, it's like, okay. You know, and they're just kind of in your eyes out of sight, out of mind, or they're just being incredibly avoidant. Maybe in extreme terms you feel like they're lying, cheating, stealing. Okay, that can be something. And you may feel like they don't give a fuck about it, like they just don't even care, which I think is even more frustrating. It probably makes you feel like shit, you know. Page of Swords with the Nine of Wands. I feel like you're protecting your mental health. You know, I do. I feel like Leo, I feel like you're protecting your mental health at this point. It's like, you know, you're waiting to see something different. You're waiting to see a change. You're trying to keep an open mind. Maybe you've been trying to keep an open mind, but you're kind of just at this point where your boundaries are getting pretty high because I think that you're kind of tired of repeating yourself. That's what I'm getting. Like there's something about you guys feeling like you're constantly repeating yourself. Okay. So let's see this person. Their energy, yeah, I think that you're right. Their energy slash feelings, Six of Swords, World Reverse. It's like they know that there's some kind of unfinished business, or they know that there's something that you guys need to discuss, but they're just like, oh, well, that's in the past. I don't want to talk about it. Well, it's not in the past if you keep doing it, you know? So they're just kind of like, oh, well, let's just move on. You know, this is classic, like, let's sweep it under the rug. It's like they're being passive about it, but it's almost passive aggressive because it feels like if the shoe is on the other foot, if you kept doing something that they didn't like, they wouldn't be so passive, right? But it's like when it comes to taking accountability or having the conversation, it's now they want to be passive. You know what I'm saying? They see you walking away, baby. They may see you walking away, okay? Starting a new life. Have fun with the house and the cats. You know, I'm moving in with my mom, or I'm taking the fucking cats, you know, or like you're just like turning your back to them. And you're doing things that inspire you. And to be honest with you, they find it attractive. Whether they realize that or not, subconsciously, they find that attractive. People are not actually attracted to people that they can walk all over. It's unattractive because the person that you're dating is a direct reflection of you. So if you're dating somebody and they have shitty boundaries and they just let you walk all over them, what does that really say about you, you know? Whether we realize that or not. So I feel like they find it attractive that you seem to be walking away. Their future actions, Justice Reverse and the Three of Wands. It's like they just care about themselves, you know? They're not making the right decision. They're allowing their emotions to get too involved to make their decisions for them. They're being biased and they're just kind of waiting on you. I need advice for the first person. I got mutable, but it showed up in reverse. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. For the second person, your advice. Too many. Pisces. Well, this is mutable energy. This is about having compassion, intuition, forgiveness, empathy, emotional intelligence. Something about that for you. Okay. Second person. All right, that's what I got for you. Let's move on to Virgo. But it's time for a new deck. Thanks, so Jana. That's true, Danny. That is true. Two more shuffles. Virgo, what's going on, Virg? All right, show me Virgo and their person for next week, please. You're welcome, Codis. What's up with the nose emoji? So, Virgo, in your feelings and energy, we have the star, Aquarius energy. And their energy and feelings, we have the 10 of Wands. Okay. How you see them is the King of Cups, Scorpio. Okay. The 6 of Cups reverse for your actions. Wow. The Lovers for how they see you, Gemini. The 10 of Swords reversed for their actions. Okay. All right. Tell me about that star. I'm getting a couple of things with this. The star with the 4 of Cups. I'm getting 2 different scenarios. First scenario. You keep being disappointed by this person. Something isn't good enough for you, or you're just like, oh God, this is not working. But it's like you still have hope. You have hope that it'll turn around, that it will change, that it will be different, that it will be better. And then on the other hand, some of you are deciding this is not what you really want, and you're thinking about how good can it really get? Maybe with someone else, maybe single. I don't know. Why is that 4 of Cups there? The Page of Pentacles reversed. You feel like something isn't enough, or like this person isn't putting in enough of an effort, or something to that effect. You know, maybe you're bored. You know, maybe you feel like financially it's just not there for you. Maybe, who knows, right? Maybe you feel like you're being manipulated or something to that effect. That King of Cups with the Page of Cups is here. So you feel like this person, you know, their steam kind of runs off of emotions. And I do think that you feel like they love you. You feel like they love you, you know, and they will hold space for your emotions. You may even feel like they admire you to a degree. And I feel like you them as well. I mean, there's really nothing else to say about that King of Cups and the Page of Cups. It's a good energy. It's not a bad energy at all. But that 6 of Cups reversed is there with that King of Swords. You're holding a grudge about something and you want to talk about it. And you seem to be next week being very clear about what that grudge is, or about what you're upset about. You are not really leading with your emotions. You're more so leading with logic and facts. This is what it is. Here's my PowerPoint presentation. Here are the receipts, right? Very Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus kind of energy. And their energy slash feelings, the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. Okay, they love the shit out of you. They're trying to take on a lot of responsibility to be able to make the connection work. And so they may be trying to pull extra weight. So for instance, let's say that you guys live together and they are trying to get it so you don't have to lift a finger, right? And so they're taking the car to put gas in it so that way when they're at work you don't have to do it yourself, and they're cleaning out the car for you, and they're trying to, you know, so they're trying to go above and beyond to have a loving relationship with you next week anyway. Wow. The Lovers and the Judgment card. If there's been some kind of separation, they see themselves reconciling with you. But besides that, this is someone who feels like you are meant to be in their lives, like you are a part of their path in some way. Somebody who shares maybe similar morals or values or something, good communication. There's a very strong level of intimacy and care and adoration, and this is somebody who feels like in a way you may kind of call the shots with the Judgment there, or this is somebody who feels like you're very accountable and you're also very truthful regarding what it is that you want in relationships. And so whatever this is that you are communicating next week, that may be what they're kind of seeing. I'm getting a repeating cycle here with this person. Ten of Swords reverse and the Temperance reverse. It's very Eeyore. It's very downtrodden. It's very poor me. It's very you know, somebody who is still carrying the past with them, carrying past issues, carrying past grudges, maybe, I don't know. And it seems like they're kind of trying to take some kind of shortcut. What's the motive here? The justice, because they want to be with you. They want to be with you, so that they're trying to like do everything that they can, or they're trying to like take some kind of shortcut, which I don't really like. So what do I mean by that? Maybe you say, oh, you know, I want to go. I thought you were going to take me here for my birthday and you didn't. And they're like, oh. And then they like show up with a bouquet of roses, you know, the next day. It's like, well, that's not what I asked for, you know, or something like that. Okay. Maybe that's a little superficial. What's up, Shirley? Advice for the first person? You have Libra energy. So Libra energy is about consideration and fairness and harmony, and it's about we. How can we make this work? Give me, I need one for that. What are you asking her to do? The Empress reverse is kind of asking you to know your worth. This also has Libra energy in it. So it's like knowing your worth, okay? And also being fair to yourself. Okay. For the second person, you have opposition, and then you have the Six of Wands reverse. So an opposition in astrology is usually, well, no, it is. It's two planets and they're on opposite sides. They're in opposite signs. And either it's something is just a hard no, or they're needing to come together and come to some kind of compromise. But it's saying you're not going to be able to do that if your ego is getting in the way, or you're expecting a crown before you've earned it, or you're trying to get their attention in low vibrational ways. So don't let the pride before the fall be your kind of like motto. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Let's move on. Libra. All right, Libra. Let's see what's going on between you and your person for next week. In your energy slash feelings, we have the Queen of Pentacles. How you see this person is the Strength card. Your future actions is the High Priestess. Okay, so we have Pisces, we have Leo, and we have Capricorn. In their energy slash feelings, we have the Eight of Wands reversed. The Five of Wands reversed for how they see you. The Five of Cups for their future actions. Goodness gracious. Tell me about that Queen of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles reversed. I mean, you're committed, or you're showing up. Don't get me wrong. I still think that you're putting yourself first. You're putting yourself first. You're taking care of your home, your family, your business, whatever it is that you have going on, your physical body, etc. You know, and you may be willing to take chances with this person. You may be willing to kind of risk some things. Give me another one. The Tower reverse. I don't think that you want to let them go. You know, I don't think that you want to let them go. And there may be a chance that you feel like that you need to take with this person in order to avoid some kind of destruction of the relationship, or some kind of argument, or some kind of drama, something like that. How you see them is the Strength and the Queen of Swords. For some of you, this can be a same-sex relationship. It's obviously not for all of you. Okay. Okay. I mean, you feel like this person is being very straightforward with you, being very practical, weighing their pros and cons, making the right decisions. They're very strong in the way that they're communicating with you as you see it. You know, you do feel like there's passion there, but you also feel like they're a bit reserved, like they're a bit held back. You know, I kind of feel like you see them as having some kind of authority here in the connection. And there's a decision that you feel like they're making, and it's coming from a place of logic, not necessarily emotion. What is that decision about? The Chariot to move, maybe? Or something about a car, buying a car, or taking a trip, you coming to see them, they coming to see you, something like that. Something that may take courage. Okay. High Priestess and the Page of Swords for your actions. You're trying to listen to your intuition. I think that you may be spying on this person or kind of checking in on them. Tarot counts as that, by the way. Kind of seeing what they're doing. And you're just trying to trust your gut. And I think that you should, because I think that your gut is going to be right about them next week with something. And I don't know what that means for you, but I do see it. And you're being kind of quiet. You're kind of in the background. You're not really saying too much. You're just being very observant right now. Not sure why. Okay. This person wants to take care of you, or they want to show up. They want to be your man or your woman, the one that holds things down. But something is in the way with that Eight of Wands reverse. They may not know how to communicate something to you. They may feel like they're kind of forcing this. They may try to rush this in some way. They may try to pressure you in another way. And again, distance can be an issue. What's the blockage here? The Hierophant, commitment, marriage, not wanting it, wanting it. One person does, the other person doesn't. Is it a difference in morals or values? Is it a difference in religious or spiritual beliefs? You know, you have to think like the Hierophant is what we know, it's what we've learned, but it's also like our baseline. It's our fundamental values that make us who we are. So there's some kind of blockage in that regard. Maybe it's a lack of foundation. Maybe you guys don't have a steady foundation. Okay, well, this is how they see you next week. Five of Wands reversed, the Hermit reversed, and the Knight of Cups. So if you've kind of been isolating a little bit or kind of doing your own thing, you know, hanging out in your bedroom a lot and maybe not really talking, they feel like you're coming out of that. They don't see you showing up in ego. They don't see you showing up in like some low vibrational energy. They see a lot of emotional intelligence and a lot of self-awareness in the way that you're taking action towards them. All knights are messengers. And so for this knight to show up in how they see you, they feel like you're sending them a message, or, you know, maybe you're just showing up very lovingly, and you can be being very vulnerable and honest with them about certain things about you and things that you've learned about yourself. Their actions, the Five of Cups and the Two of Wands. Why the Five of Cups? The World. They're very focused on the past. If their actions are the Five of Cups, they are focused on the past. They're focused on the negative aspects of the past. They're focused on the things that they did do, the things that they didn't do, the things that they should have, perhaps. I feel like this person may miss you as well, especially if there's some kind of long distance here. I'm kind of getting that with that Chariot, that Eight of Wands reverse, the World, Two of Wands, the, you know, all of that. It seems kind of distancy. I don't know. Maybe it's just different cities, but that's what I'm getting. And so now this person is like, okay, you know, I have to do something different, or I have to kind of pivot here. Um, and I'm like, well, why is that Five of Cups there? Why are there regrets? Why is this person so focused on the past? Because of the World. It almost feels like they're thinking about what could have been, or how things could have been differently. Things could have ended differently. Things could have turned out differently. We all do that, right? Weird. Advice for the first person, please. Okay. You have the moon card. So this is about listening to your gut. I told you already to do that. So I feel like you just need to listen to your intuition. Your intuition is not like your mind works. It's that little tap. Oh, did you see that? Did you hear that? Did you see that? What they just did? Did you recognize that? Right? It's that little touch of, oh, what was that? And then it goes away, right? That's your intuition. Listen to that next week. It's going to steer you in the right direction. For the second person, your advice is house six. So if you're the second person that I was reading, there needs to be a better foundation in your life. And that's what the sixth house can very much be. The sixth house is about our day to day routines. What are we doing on a day to day basis that's making our life better? It's our health, it can be our sleep, 12th, sixth house axis. It's the practical details of life. It's the daily life. It's the small little puzzle pieces that make up the big picture. What are you doing? What does your job look like? What do your sleeping habits look like? What do your health routines look like? So, for some reason, it's asking you to take a look at those things. Alrighty. Thank you, Libra. What's up, Mojo? Hi. All right. Ow. Don't mind my fucking torch. All right, Scorpio, let's see. Thanks, Mojo. Good to see you in here. All right, let's see. Show me Scorpio and their person. Okay. The Fool in your energy slash feelings, and their energy and feelings is the Eight of Swords. How you see them, the Eight of Pentacles. Your future actions towards them next week is the Magician, Mercury energy, Virgo, Gemini. How they see you is the Seven of Swords reverse. The Sun reversed for their actions. Ooh. Okay. All right, let's see that Fool. Okay, you're fucking ready, you're ready to go. You are absolutely ready for it. You're ready for love, baby. You're ready to connect. You're ready to get under the sheets. You're ready to have those late night phone calls, whatever it may be. Maybe you're ready to take a trip. You're ready to do something different. All you know is that you want to connect with this person and you're willing to move out of your comfort zone in order to do it because you feel like you have the faith and the support of the universe and the support of yourself to be able to make it happen. That's pretty much it. For a lot of you, you are in love with this person. For others, you want to be in love with this person. You want them for you. Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. You may feel like they're kind of ignoring you because they're focused on like work or they're kind of doing their own thing. Maybe they're working on some kind of project. Maybe they're very focused on the gym and their health and their physical appearance or whatever it may be. And you just kind of feel like they're ignoring you. Like it looks like you feel like they're distracted by something. Like they're not really paying attention to you, not really giving you the time of day. It's okay. That's what I got from that. You're like, okay, well, I have the ability to make this happen. You truly believe that. Like, you truly believe, like, whatever I want, I can have. That's what you think, or if I want this person, I can have them. And so it feels like you're kind of scheming, not really in a negative way. Well, let me see. What's the intention here? The Knight of Swords reverse. You don't really know yet. I do feel like you're kind of scheming a little bit. It's almost like it's like you're circling this person. You're not really being very direct. It's like you're trying to kind of figure out how to make something happen, how to get them to come and see you, how to go out with them. if this is your wife or your husband, how to, you know, maybe get laid this weekend, whatever it is. But you're just kind of like waiting to see. What is Scorpio waiting for? The Knight of Pentacles reverse. You're trying to see if they're going to be critical of you, or maybe if they're going to slow down with work or whatever it is that they've been working on. You may also see if they put any real practical effort towards this particular situation. What's up, Brandon? And their energy / feelings, the Eight of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Why the Eight of Swords? The Knight of Wands reversed. They may have felt like you were very inconsistent or immature for whatever reason. Reverse this if you need to. And so they were stuck, okay? Or they are stuck next week. But then they kind of get to a point where they're like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm not even really going to think about it. I'm just going to, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to let the chips fall as they may. I'm not going to try to force this, push this, etc. They're just kind of going with the flow. I feel like that's kind of what you're doing as well. But you're a little bit more like you have a certain direction that you want this to go and you're lasered in on it. This person sees you as the Seven of Swords reversed and the Nine of Cups reversed. They feel like you're selfish. Like you want what you want at the end of the day. And maybe you're confessing this. Maybe you're being honest about this. Maybe they feel like you're hiding it. I don't really know. But the Seven of Swords reversed can be a couple of different things. It can be somebody who has a guilty conscience and they're being very honest about whatever they are feeling guilty about, or B, it's somebody who's just kind of out for themselves. Every man for themselves. And the Nine of Cups reverse can be that as well. And maybe a confession around codependency or a confession around some kind of negative coping mechanism that you have, or they may feel like whatever you're telling them is rooted in selfishness. Okay. Like, oh, I really want this relationship with you, but maybe they just feel like you want to be with them for money or something like that, something to that effect, whether that's true or not. The Sun reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed for their actions. They're not feeling very hopeful about this. They're not feeling very optimistic. They may kind of get in their ego a little bit. They may be very focused on their money. They're kind of looking at this like, okay, well, if Scorpio is going to be selfish, what am I getting from this? That's how they feel. Advice for the first person. Trine, okay? The Hangman. So this is telling you not to force anything. You're needing to surrender or potentially make some kind of sacrifice if this is something that you want. So I don't know what that sacrifice will look like for you. Maybe it's needing to make more time. Maybe you're needing to let go of an ex or whatever it is in order to make this happen. And it's also telling you to put the shoe on the other foot or see things from a different perspective to truly understand. If you're the second person, too many. Just one, please. Venus. Okay. So Venus is, for the second person, Venus is your advice. Self-worth, self-value, you know, do you really want a relationship? What does the relationship look like with yourself? How do you treat yourself? The way that I look at it is the way that you attract a partner is by treating yourself the absolute best that you can. And whoever comes in, they either have to treat you equally as good or better. Because if they don't, what's the point? I feel like I need to pass that advice on to you. Let's move on to Sagittarius. All right, Saggy, how you doing? Let's see what's going on between you and your person for next week. Show me Sagittarius and their person. The Devil reversed in your energy and your feelings. How you see this person is the Five of Swords. Your future actions, Ace of Pentacles. Reverse the energy if you need. The Queen of Wands and their energy slash feelings. How they see you is the Ace of Cups reversed. And their future actions, Ace of Swords. Okay, there's 3 aces here. 2 of them are upright, so that's a good sign. So let's see that Devil reversed. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's honorable, you know. The Devil reversed with the Four of Wands reversed, and this is in your energy and your feelings. So to me, with this, you're coming to an awareness of an issue maybe that you've had. Maybe you're coming to an awareness that your insecurities have stopped you from finding the relationship that you want, or this relationship. And I like that the Devil is reversed, because it looks like, to me, you're detaching from that. You're like, okay, I've been self-sabotaging myself and this really is not working for me, so something's got to give. You're realizing that you kind of have to break free from your own constraints, because it's stopped you from finding happiness. It's stopped you from finding true love. It's stopped you from being in the relationship that you really want. So I mean, the good news is that you're aware of it. The I don't want to say the bad news, the neutral news is, what are you going to do about it? The Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. 2 fives equal an ending. So I feel like the way that you're seeing it, you feel like you're on the verge of losing this person if you haven't already. You may feel like this person has a very strong determination to prove that they don't need you, or you may feel like this person is abandoning you or ghosting you or leaving you out or something like that, because there's just too many mind games or too much drama or something to that effect. So you may feel like now they're at this point where they need to prove something to you or show you, I don't need you, or I don't want to be in this. So that could be the catalyst for whatever this Devil is. Where you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna lose this person. I gotta get my shit together, or whatever. Ace of Pentacles for your actions. Why the Moon? With the Six of Pentacles. There's some kind of fear around money or what you have to offer. Ace of Pentacles with the Moon and the Six of Pentacles is like, you have something to offer. It's there. You absolutely have it. And you're offering it, but for some reason you're afraid to do it. You're afraid to give something. Maybe it's because you're afraid to lose something. Maybe you're afraid that if you invest too much, it's not going to work out anyway. Maybe you're afraid that what you have to offer isn't enough. I think you have to get out of that mind frame. That's some kind of narrative that you probably aren't even the one that planted inside of your brain. Somebody else did. So you want to be very generous. And you may be insecure, feeling like, well, maybe they don't feel the same, or it's not really equal, it's not really reciprocal. These are things you're going to have to work out within the connection and within yourself. This person is showing up as very independent. They seem to be separate of you, or they seem to be distancing themselves from you. Why is that? The Seven of Wands, because either they feel like you're putting them in a competitive situation, or they feel like it takes too much to maintain the connection, or they feel like it's a constant fight, or it's a constant battle, or they may feel like you're jealous of them, or you're a hater, or something. Okay. And this person is very self-assured, very self-assured, very confident, a leader person, feeling very attractive, asserting themselves, etc. And so this person is like, well, I don't really need anybody. It's kind of like, I was recording in All Signs for this week. I haven't finished it yet, but I was telling, I think it was the Libra reading. What was I saying? Well, I was kind of just saying that in the last reading, but it's like, this person is kind of the mindset, if you're not here to add something positive or subtract something negative from my life, why are you here? That I feel is their mentality. Like, what is your purpose here? What is the point? That's how I feel sometimes in relationships. Like, I just feel like I do so much better when I'm by myself. Like, what can you do for me that I can't do for me? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's this person. Okay. All right. Oh, I gotta whiten these teeth, honey. Good God. Okay, how they see you, Ace of Cups reverse and the Nine of Pentacles. They feel like you're, looking good, feeling good, smelling good, but they may feel like you're not really offering anything of vulnerability. They may feel like you're very independent as well, kind of doing your own thing, enjoying your life. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's how they see it. So it's not like they're viewing you in a terrible light or anything. Give me one more. Oh, the Three of Swords. Okay. This person feels like you won't really be vulnerable with how you're truly feeling because they feel like you're in pain over something, or your self-esteem is kind of taking a little bit of a hit, although the way you show up, it's like nobody would ever know, or something to that effect. Mm, okay. So there is a conversation about coming back around, but there may also, let me see, what is this conversation about? The Nine of Wands reverse. There's a conversation about coming back around, but there can also be a conversation about this person not wanting to settle in a situation. Like they can be saying, these are what my expectations are. This is what I'm very clear on. Like this is it. And it can be that this person is communicating with you that they're a little paranoid or they're tired in this relationship and they're getting ready to kind of give up. It's like they don't have much fight left in them, can kind of be the conversation at hand. So the advice for the first person, you have Saturn. So this is kind of like getting your shit together, right? And we already saw you had Capricorn in your energy, the Devil reverse. So that's good. Devil reverse is good. And so you may be feeling a little bit restricted at this time, or feeling like, you need to have a lot of patience for this. And I would say that you were probably right. And you can feel like you're experiencing a lot of struggles during this next week, and you probably will. And it's just saying, like, how bad do you want something, but also how bad do you want yourself? How bad do you want to do better? How bad do you want a better relationship? How bad do you want to be richer or better looking or more insightful and intelligent, or whatever it is that you value? So it's going to take work. Too many. One at a time, please. Thank you. Advice for the second person, please. We have Sagittarius. Well, look at that. Okay. So it may be asking you to be optimistic, maybe explore, maybe go traveling, maybe you're needing to publish something, maybe you're needing to write something, maybe you're needing to go on a fucking adventure. To me, Sagittarius is all about living life, like really living life. Okay. Focusing on the bigger picture of things, and going on adventures, going on journeys. That's kind of what I see with Sagittarius. So maybe that's something that you guys need to do, whatever that looks like for you. All right, let's move on. Do you guys think stelliums have as much influence as the big three? Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially if your chart ruler or the ruler of your moon or the ruler of your sun is in there. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to Capricorn. I honestly hate my sixth house stellium. I really do. I fucking hate it so much. I'm so tired of that. All right, let me get a little shuffle in here. You're welcome, Lady 14. Right. All right, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on with you and your person for next week. In your energy slash feelings, we have the Strength reversed. In theirs, we have the Three of Wands reversed. How you see them, the Page of Swords. So far, we have Leo and Gemini. We have the World reversed for your future actions. How they see you is the Three of Swords. And the Ten of Pentacles reversed for their future actions. Okay, well, let's see. Oof. The Strength reversed and the Lovers reversed. I mean, yeah, this person isn't really feeling too confident in this, honestly. There may be a communication mishap. This person can feel like you guys really are not on the same page regarding intimacy, or they can just feel incredibly disconnected from you, which is kind of taking, I mean, you feel, I'm sorry, guys, it's already been a long day. Okay, forgive me. Let's try that again. So you're not feeling too confident in the situation because you feel like there's some kind of disconnect, whether that's intimately or in regards to communication. Something is not really gelling. And you can kind of feel like, oh God, do I really want to be with this person? Do I really want to take it to this level? Is this really what I want? You know, you can feel like things are kind of unrequited between you and them, which is obviously, you know, taking a hit to your self-esteem or your confidence. So, you know, and you can kind of be blaming this person in all honesty, maybe rightfully so. I don't know them, but you may be kind of blaming this person for how it got here. The Page of Swords and the Hangman reversed for how you see them. You feel like they're just kind of watching you or observing you, receiving the information that you're making available to them. So whether that is a conversation about the fucking weather or whether it's a conversation that has more of an intimate backdrop to it. This is someone though that feels like you're not really budging. Like you're just kind of there, you're listening, you're taking in the information, you're kind of watching them and observing them, but you're not really doing anything. Like your perspective hasn't really changed no matter how much information that you're taking. I mean, that they're taking. Why do I keep freaking reversing it like that? Are you guys notice that? I've done that since the beginning of your reading. Am I doing that? Am I like losing my fucking mind here? My God. You feel like they keep on taking in information, but nothing is really changing. It's like you may keep telling them things and they're listening to you, they're taking in what you're saying, but their opinion isn't changing, or they're still not letting something go, or they're still not trusting this enough to kind of surrender themselves to you. It's like a little bit of a stubborn energy, kind of. Can I get one more for that? Yeah, Four Cups reverse. It's almost like they're there, but they're not there. It's like lights on, but nobody's home. That's how you see how you're seeing them. Your future actions, World reversed, and the Two of Wands. What's the World reverse about? The Two of Swords reversed, the Emperor. There's definitely some unfinished business, and you're trying to decide whether or not to address it. The unfinished business can be around you taking more initiative in regards to the connection, or maybe you're wanting them to take more of an initiative. Maybe you're wanting them to step up, be more responsible, or maybe you're feeling like you need to do that. But you're getting ready to pivot here. You're getting ready to make a decision, whether that's to stay in the relationship or to not stay in it or to stay in it with certain conditions. it feels like something's kind of up for review here. In this person's energy slash feelings, we have the Three of Wands reversed and the Devil. Why the Devil? Well, the Devil can just be you, the Hermit reversed. This person is very paranoid about this. And they seem to be incredibly frustrated because they feel like things aren't really happening in the way that they want, or some kind of plans that you guys have made, they seem to be delaying those because there's fears. There's some kind of toxic attachment that they feel like you guys have. Because this person feels like they're stuck with you for some reason. Like they just can't get out of it, or they're just kind of stuck with you. It's like, you know, and I know that sounds really harsh, but that can be like the devil energy. It can be a fixation in, you know, incredibly exaggerated ideals. It can be an obsession of some sort. But other times it's really just when we're feeling stuck in a situation, and that's kind of how you're viewing them. You feel like they're being receptive, they're there, hi, you know, but they're like stuck here, like a prisoner or something. Why the Three of Wands reversed? The Queen of Wands. This person feels like they're losing themselves in this connection. They feel like they're losing themselves, they're losing their confidence, what is going on. Like the light is like leaving their eyes or something. The Three of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. They feel like you're heartbroken. Maybe you're heartbroken because you feel like they're not really putting in an effort, you know? They may feel like at times you're incredibly distracted, like you're really not putting an effort towards this because of your own issues at work or something to do with your health, maybe. Why the Three of Swords? The Five of Swords. They feel like you were very determined to have something and you didn't get it, or because there were mind games that you were playing, you put yourself in this predicament. I don't know. Reverse it if you need to. Oh, I don't like it. Ten of Pentacles reverse, Two of Pentacles, Hierophant reverse. I don't really feel like they're very future focused with you. Again, it's how you're viewing them. Is right to an extent. It's like they're just kind of there. They're weighing their pros and cons. Okay, what am I doing here? They may feel like there's something very unconventional about this connection, or they may be trying to break free, but they're not really feeling like this is going to make it with that Ten of Pentacles reverse. It's like they may be taking a lot of stock in what other people's opinions are about your guys' connection or relationship. And sometimes you need to do that, you know what I mean? But they're just like, okay, well, like I'm here or whatever, you know? Oof. Pluto is your advice for the first person. What's that mean? The King of Swords reversed. There's something in regards to your mindset that needs to shift or that needs to change. And I don't know what that looks like for you, you know? Maybe it's the way that you think about your relationships. Maybe there's a certain story that you've been telling yourself since you were a child about what love is supposed to look like, and maybe that's just not what it is. But there's something regarding your mindset and the way that you think that needs to change. For the second person, you have House 8 and Mars. Wow. I would protect your finances. I don't know why I'm getting that for the second person, but definitely protect your finances. House 8 can be like what are we getting from another person? Like, what are we actually getting here? And so Mars is kind of asking you to stand up for yourself, second person. Like, what do you want out of this? Are you getting it? You know, are there certain secrets going on between the two of you that need to be brushed up and talked about? There's something that needs to transform in the way that you assert yourself and the way that you stand up for yourself. All right. Let's move on to Aquarius. What's going on, Aquarius? Oof. That Capricorn reading was tough. Oh, it's tough, baby. All right, let's see. What's going on between Aquarius and their person? And your energy / feelings, Aquarius, we have the Eight of Cups reversed. And theirs, we have the Fool. How you see them, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, okay? Virgo energy. The Five of Pentacles for your future actions. Oh, feels like something doesn't work out here. The Justice reverse for how this person sees you. And then the Queen of Pentacles for their future actions. Tell me about that Eight of Cups reversed. Ooh, the Ten of Swords. Goodness gracious. I'm going to be honest with you. You may go back. This feels like a past person. It feels like there's some kind of separation between the two of you. And it feels like you go back just for things to end again. Like you revisit this, you go back, maybe you try to get them flowers, maybe you try to go out with them, whatever. And like, it doesn't work out again. Why? The High Priestess reversed, because some kind of secret could come out that could really fuck it up for the both of you. Okay, there could be something that comes out, something that's revealed. It could be like, oh shit, you know, or you could hear something from the grapevine. Sometimes the High Priestess reverse can be where we're not trusting our intuition about something, so we're listening to somebody else's opinion about it. And so you could be doing that as well, which could cause some kind of ending. But you are revisiting this, but it feels like it just isn't meshing, or it's just not working out. You feel like this person really isn't making any moves. You feel like they're very kind of stuck in limbo, or you may feel like they're being very critical of you, which isn't really causing them to take initiative, but like with you and in the connection. And so you don't really see them making any progress. You may feel like they're just kind of hiding in the shadows, not really communicating with you, not texting you back, just like full stop. No real effort being made, no real movement forward, no determination, no, like, you know, when somebody's really excited to see you and it's like makes you really happy and it's like, oh, I love that, you know. This is like the opposite of that. It's like the opposite of that. And you may feel like this person is very critical or very kind of judgy of you because of some kind of fear. So for instance, this person may subconsciously, like in your mind, be pushing you away because there's a fear of something, a fear of this failing, a fear of you hurting them, a fear of them fucking up, something like that. The Five of Pentacles and the Three of Cups for your actions. It's like, again, you get together with them. It was like I was saying in the beginning with that Eight of Cups reverse and the Ten of Swords. It's like you're getting together with them, right? You're going back, you're revisiting it, and then just for you to have to abandon it again, or for you to feel left out, or for you to feel kind of ostracized. Like, I'm getting this weird, like, they're not inviting you in their space, or like they're not, like, you see them at a concert and you're like, oh my god, hey, like, and they're with some friends and they're just kind of like, hey, and then they're making awkward contact with other people and you're just like, okay, well, this is fucking weird, you know, like, that's the energy that I'm getting. The Fool the Fool in the upright with the Six of Cups reverse for their energy and their feelings for you. This person is holding a grudge. What grudge? The King of Wands. Let me get one more. The Four of Wands. They may feel like at some point you entered another relationship, or you went out with someone, or maybe you were trying to get attention in some way, whether that's true or not. And so they're just kind of in this energy of carefree, ready to take on new journeys, ready to do something new. They're kind of focused on their freedom. But when it comes to their feelings about you, they're like, because there's some kind of grudge, there's some kind of animosity there that they're holding towards you that they don't really want to be vulnerable about. And to be honest with you, I still think that they find you attractive. You know, forgive me, Crosswatcher, but they still find you attractive. I think that's just a tiny part of the reason why they're upset as well, you know. This person sees you as, yes, having something to offer, but they feel like it's all about you. It's all about you and what you want. They may feel like you're a cheater or you're someone who doesn't have good morals. Maybe, like, for instance, they feel like you have a lot of money, but they may feel like you believe that that buys you an excuse to be able to do whatever you want, you know? Or, now I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's that kind of vibe or energy. Okay. They are trying to resolve something with you. They're kind of letting you into their space. Queen of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. You know, this may end up being like a professional relationship, or they may be trying to invite you in on getting on the same page with them with something, coming together with them. Oh, you want to be on this new podcast I'm doing? You know, it can be something silly like that. But they are showing up. But first and foremost, they are going to show up for them, for themselves. The Queen of Pentacles, while yes, can be the wife or the husband type, can be somebody who's very committed. They are firstly committed to self. Okay. And that Six of Swords tells me that they're trying to resolve something with you. I'll let bygones be bygones, da 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 da, you know. Why that Five of Pentacles? Just curious. Eight of Swords. I think that there's a lot of fear that you have around connecting with this person. I think that's what a lot of it has to do with. And you may be kind of misreading things a little bit, or, and I don't want to invalidate your emotions or anything like that, but I would just listen to your intuition instead of your insecurities, okay? So for the first person, if you're the first person I read for, I feel like confidence is the name of the game here for you with that fire energy. Be confident. Try to be optimistic. Be a little brave, you know? Where's your grit? Where's your fire? Focus on that. For the second person, your advice. No, too many cards. Just one, please. The North Node. Okay, so this is to keep moving forward. The North Node is currently in Pisces, so we're asking for more creativity, more compassion, more empathy, etc. But see where your North Node is. Maybe that's where you need to focus on. But the North Node is about going towards your destiny, so just keep moving forward. I don't know why it's saying that for you. That's what I have. Thank you. And all timestamps will be available for my super chatters, okay? So keep that in mind if you can't stick around. God damn, dude, it's hot as hell in here. Ugh, I forgot I had a little mini fan over here. All right, thank Christ. All right. Pisces, what's up? All right, Pisces, let's see what's going on between you and your person for next week. In your energy and feelings is the Page of Cups reversed. In theirs is the Knight of Swords. We have Pisces and Gemini. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and Gemini. How you see them is the Seven of Pentacles, okay? The King of Cups for your future actions. How they see you is the Four of Swords. The Seven of Swords for their future actions. All right, tell me about the Page of Cups reversed. The Nine of Swords. Ooh, you're overthinking things bad. You're overthinking things pretty bad, which is kind of making you shut down a little bit on an emotional level. You may be kind of feeling victimized a little bit, or you may be fearing that you're being manipulated in some way. Why are we Nine of Swordsing this shit? The Queen of Swords. You may be afraid of what this person has to say to you in regards to something. Like, it seems like you're kind of shutting down because you're fearing a conversation or you're fearing some kind of truth, or maybe you're afraid to speak up about something. The Seven of Pentacles reversed with the Sun. You feel like this person has basically grown a little bit impatient with you, or you may feel like they're less invested in the relationship and you, and they're more invested in themselves. Now, the Sun is still an inherently positive card, but it is more self-focused a lot of the times. You may feel like this person is taking the lead in their own life. You may feel like they're, you know, to be honest with you, they make you very happy with that Sun there. I mean, you're viewing them as the sun itself. Like, they definitely make you happy, but you feel like they're not very invested. So it's like maybe they make you laugh and smile all the time, but when it comes to a true commitment, like showing honest to God effort, you may feel like maybe it's slipping a little bit, you know, or something to that effect. Can you give me one more for that? The Queen of Cups. That's beautiful. So you feel like there's, why the Seven of Pentacles reversed though? The Eight of Wands. So you feel like there's some kind of impatient communication coming from them, which is kind of what I was getting anyway. The same thing that you're fearing. But at the same time, I don't think that they're being nasty about it. Like, they're being very vulnerable. I think that there's mutual love here. I think that they make you very happy. I think that they're being very sweet and sensitive and kind and loving. Your actions, you're trying to hold space for them. You're trying to hold space. And I think that you're in love with them. You're doing your best to try to be as mature as you can. The one thing I would say is be cautious of little insignificant triggers, okay, with that Page of Wands reversed. The Page of Wands reversed is somebody who's not very confident in themselves and lacks self-esteem, so they can get easily triggered. Their ego can get easily triggered, etc. So energy and feelings that this person has. Okay. Knight of Swords and the Two of Cups. So there's communication here. They're talking to you. They're initiating communication, the very thing that I think that you're afraid of for whatever reason or another. But they're showing up very lovingly. This person cares about you. They love you. They're trying to connect with you. They're trying to have a conversation. What are the questions regarding? The Knight of Wands. They're looking for you to take action on something that they want you to take action on. So it may be like, hey, did you ever plan that date that I asked you to plan? You know, are you going to come out here like you said you were going to come out here? There's some kind of question about that. The Four of Swords and the Magician reverse for how they view you. They may feel like you're being a little bit detached or indifferent to a situation, potentially because you manipulated a situation and you don't want to talk about it. Or maybe they feel like you're having some kind of self-doubt that you can bring something together that you wanted to bring together. So the Four of Swords can be a lot about spending more time alone, working on things, and just kind of being by yourself and thinking about things. So they kind of feel like you're being a little bit, I don't know if introverted is the right word, but I guess that's the best one I can come up with for right now. The Seven of Swords and the Page of Pentacles for their actions. Ten of Cups reverse. They're not happy with something. Okay, they're not happy with something. And I feel like this person is being very strategic with the kind of effort that they put in. Because that Page of Pentacles is no slouch, right? The Page of Pentacles has something to offer. The Page of Pentacles is a really hard worker, somebody who's really willing to put their nose to the grindstone and get it done. And I feel like it's all for the relationship. But at the same time, with that Ten of Cups reversed, it's like they feel like something is not meshing, or they feel like they're not as happy as they'd like to be. Why is that? The Five of Cups reverse, because they're still waiting on an apology, or there's some kind of, I feel like they want more emotional effort from you, or there's something regarding a family or a child situation that is kind of frustrating them, but they are trying to make it work. I feel like they're waiting for some kind of apology from you or something like that. Like they're waiting for more romance, more love, more whatever. Advice for the first person, please. Aquarius. So break out of your comfort zone, do something a little bit different. Build a strong friendship with this person. Be as authentic as you can. For the second person, you have yin. This is about being in your feminine energy. Don't go chasing this person down for a day old wiener. Don't go chasing this person down at all. This is about listening to your intuition, having trust and patience for whatever's going to happen. So this is about receiving, not necessarily doing. That's what I have for you, Pisces. All right, we're going to move on to super chat questions. Okay. Sorry, guys. One sec. You're welcome, Mojo, of course. And you're welcome, Francie. I hope I said that right. I probably sound like a dumbass. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, Danny, as of late, I feel the same. Let's get a new deck here for my super chatters. All right. So, okay, question one. Let me go ahead and read this for a second. Okay, let's get some advice for his work situation. He needs to do the things that build his confidence. And I don't know what that looks like for him, but I think that a lot of it has to do with him releasing his own fears about how he's being seen, how he's being viewed. King of Wands reverse can be our ego, our pride, us not taking the lead in regards to our own life. This can be where we've lost our sense of spirit or creativity regarding our sense of independence or entrepreneurship. And the moon reversed is like, you need to release those fears, whatever that is. So, you think of the King of Wands and it's Leo energy, which to me is very childlike energy. It's the ruler of the fifth house. It occupies the fifth house, looking at a natural Aries rising chart. And so, whatever that is, whatever that creativity is, whatever that is that makes him feel like a child again, whatever that is that makes him feel lit up and joy, he needs to focus on that again. Because there's this monotonous death reversed in the King of Pentacles. Yeah, we're doing what makes sense, what we think makes sense, but there's more. There's some kind of, in my opinion, independent avenue that he's needing to take. Sometimes that means working for yourself, or sometimes that means taking more of a creative approach to life. So, like, for instance, right? I don't want to do tarot for the rest of my life. Don't get me wrong, I love it. So the other day I was like, well, let me just do something about it, right? I want to be a writer. So on Saturday, I wrote an article called The Blue Hour, and I sent it to a random, publication on Medium, and they accepted me and they published my work today. It's like sometimes you just got to be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to try it. Tell me more. What's that world reversed? There's something that he's afraid to finish, or he may feel intimidated by the entirety of like a project or something that he needs to see to completion. There's something that he needs to graduate on. So for instance, let's say he's a tarot reader. Okay, let's say he's a tarot reader and he's been doing it for a while and he doesn't really want to do it anymore. And the way he could really opt out of that by while still making money is to sell a tarot course. And that's what's really going to be able to help him to be able to do what he's actually passionate about. Does that make sense? So I'm not saying he's a tarot reader. It's just an example. But there's something unfinished that he needs to finish, but he may be too intimidated because he feels like it's too big or he's not going to be able to do it. That's the wrong way to think. So I feel like whatever this is that he's needing to finish, he can accomplish it, and I feel like he can become a leader in his craft or a leader in his own right in what he's really trying to do. But that completion of whatever that is what is going to help him with what we were just talking about with that King of Wands reverse and that Moon reverse. It's going to give him more time or something like that. Ace of Pentacles. There's something that he needs to create himself. Hold on. Yeah, himself. Three of Cups reversed. I feel like nobody else is going to be able to do this but him. Like, he's got to do it. He's got the expertise, or he has the work ethic, or he's the one with the idea, but it's going to take work. Like, it's going to take work, whatever this is. But it's about him being able to create new opportunities without feeling like he needs to depend on somebody else, per se. You know what I mean? Or what his performance looks like to others. So something where he is kind of the captain of the ship. Let's see the spiritual significance for the challenges he's been facing at work. Wow, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. You have almost all the aces here. He's learning something from these clients that he needs to teach in turn, or that he needs to write about. Because this Ace of Swords, there's something he's doing with work that is teaching him something, that is planting the seeds for success that will lead him to Ace of Cups emotional fulfillment. So for instance, let's say that he has had some really great clients of depth and with stories, you know, maybe he's supposed to write a book about that. Maybe he's supposed to teach a course on what a lot of his clients come to him for. Something to that effect. And he needs to remember that he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone with that Nine of Pentacles reverse. And he certainly doesn't need to overexert himself. It's saying that, hold on, what happens when he does that? So when he puts up these boundaries and stops feeling like he needs to overplease or overgive, life will reward him with more situations or clients where he doesn't feel like he's settling on his time, settling on his efforts, settling on his income. So I always like to look at it like this. Like, imagine life is just a big restaurant and you're sitting at the table, and whatever choice you make is what you are ordering from life's menu. Does that make sense? So for instance, if I'm with somebody and they keep crossing my boundaries, but I keep letting it happen, that is a choice. I am ordering from the menu of life of more people, or this person who's going to continue to push my boundaries. So what is he ordering? What's on the menu? Let's get an advice card. House 4 and the Sun. He may need to start an at-home business if he doesn't have one already. If it's not that, there can be something about the mother and the father who have influenced him in some way. who have influenced his path, and he may be needing to take a look at that. It can also be about him being more creative in his home, making more time for self-expression in the home, allowing more time to be vulnerable through creative expression as well. Maybe it's poetry, maybe it's something else, maybe it's arts, etc. But there's something about his home life. Maybe he needs to like create a little creative space in his home, like carve that out in his house. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, number one. All right, let's move on to question 2. Let me just read this for a second. Okay. All right, let's see. Is he going to change for the better for number 2? What should she do? Only you can get yourself out of the situation. Um, is he going to do better? 8 of Pentacles, that's good. 2 of Pentacles reverse, 7 of Pentacles reverse. He may initially, you may feel like he's putting in a lot of effort. He's, meeting some kind of standard. But ask yourself, what are your standards? Are they honestly high enough? What do your boundaries look like? I'm going to tell you right now, the best results I have ever seen when it comes to a man is by ignoring the fuck out of them when they decide to disrespect me. I will literally create an unblock fee in order for someone to be in my life again. So for instance, if I'm dating somebody and they do something to betray me and they want to talk to me, they will either have to call me on Hipsy where it's a paid line, or they will have to book a Zoom call like they're a client. Disrespecting me is not free, and it shouldn't be for you either. Now, I'm not saying that you have to create a Calendly or a Zoom account and do this, but the higher you raise your standard, the harder it's going to be for a man, or really anyone, to penetrate that standard if they are not willing to meet it. This allows room for higher vibrational people, or people who are willing to treat you the way that you want to be treated. And the people who are not willing to climb that wall, they're gone. Because at some point he drops the ball with that 2 of Pentacles reverse and that 7 of Pentacles reverse, and you're going to start feeling like you have wasted your time. Now, you could try the method that I did, which worked, but I definitely don't recommend it. You can stay until you feel totally detached and you hate them. And once you're detached, once you are truly detached, you can get anything you want from a man within reason. And really ask yourself, what has this person done to deserve this amount of tears or emotional investment from me? I've seen that you've given him beautiful children. What has he truly done for you? Like genuinely, I really want you to ask yourself that. And if he's done a lot of great things, but he's still doing shitty things, well, you know, shit in one hand and put your faith in the other and see which one weighs more, right? But only you can make the decision to have higher standards for yourself. And I want to start with you. How do you treat yourself? How are you treating yourself? What are you doing with yourself on a day-to-day basis? Obviously, I understand you have kids, etc., but do you tell yourself you're worth it? Do you, it can be as simple as wearing perfume when nobody else is going to smell you except for you, because it's not about anyone else. It's about you and how you treat you. And the way that you're treating yourself, you're setting the standard for others and how they are going to treat you. So if, let's say you treat yourself really, really, really well, if a man cannot come into your life and treat you either as good or better than you can, what is the point? What is the point? I would start with investing full stop into yourself. And I mean, I'm serious. You need to be in your fuck around and find out mindset. Thank you, number 2. I hope that helped. All right, number 3. All right, let's see. Let's see where the situation with him is going. Four of Swords, Ace of Wands. So there may be some healing between the two of you for sure. It may get to a point where you guys kind of cool off for a little bit and then kind of come back around with that Ace of Wands with the Vengeance, which can be very sexy, passionate, intimate, etc. I want to see what that Four of Swords is. But I don't want to use up all the cards. Oh, I'm just gonna fucking pull one. The Temperance reverse. You guys will probably end up losing your patience with each other at some point, okay? It can feel like maybe things are moving too fast or he's trying to take shortcuts or something like that. And it can get to a point where you guys kind of cool off or take a break or take some time alone and then kind of come back around with that Ace of Wands for some fun time. Let's see his feelings for you. The Lovers. So he either does love you or he feels like the two of you could have a very intimate relationship, something that feels very different, something that's a little bit rare. So that is there, but for some reason he feels frustrated. He feels like you guys need to go back to the drawing board. He may feel like something isn't, there's something about him feeling like something isn't happening fast enough, which almost makes me think that he's feeling a little bit spiteful about it. So I don't know what that means for him. But it seems like there's some kind of impatience here with something not going as planned or happening fast enough. But I do think that he loves you or he feels like this is a very strong connection. So yeah, not bad. All right, let's look at number 4. All right. Number 4, whatever comes out, because why not? All right, let's see. Okay. I love this because you're kind of at this point, I think, in the next few months with that 5 of Swords reverse and that 6 of Cups. You're like, you know what? I don't want to mentally give my energy to anything that's going to make me exhausted or make me feel like I'm in a fucking circus. So maybe it's certain content that you consume, maybe it's certain people that you're talking to. You're not in it for the games. That 6 of Cups tells me that you're very nostalgic in the next few months. Maybe it's that Jupiter in Cancer going direct, whatever. But you're focusing on maybe childhood dreams, things that make you feel good, memories that make you feel good. You may end up receiving a gift from someone or you gifting someone something as well. Give me another one for that, for her energy. The Three of Pentacles reverse, I would say be cautious with maybe coworkers or people that you're trying to work on something with, because you could feel like, I don't know, either they're being a little bit catty, or you can feel like you guys really aren't on the same page in regards to what the end goal looks like. I do like that Page of Wands. That's a lot of creativity. Like, I see that Six of Cups and that Page of Wands, and it feels like you're really letting your inner child shine. So maybe you're deciding to go back and, I don't know, maybe you used to play piano when you were younger or something like that. And you're like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking do that. You know, I want to do that. And then maybe you're asking other people like, oh, you want to learn piano with me? And they're like, no, not really. And you're like, okay, well, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna do it myself. You know, that's kind of the energy. Like, look, Nine of Cups, it's all about you just feeling good. I feel like you're getting something that you want. It's a good energy. Okay. Oh. I feel like in the next few months, you might be kind of telling somebody off. Page of Pentacles reversed, the Devil reversed, and the Queen of Swords. Somebody may be attempting to, I don't know, maybe they're trying to spread rumors. Maybe they're procrastinating on something that they promised you. You know, maybe it's very low effort. There's something there that I feel like is kind of boring you. You're getting to a point where you're like, oh God, please, like fucking spare me. And I don't know who it is. It can be a younger earth sign, maybe, but it kind of feels like you're over it, because I was asking like what is approaching you or who is approaching you external from you that's affecting you, and I that's what I got. And so I feel like you're kind of realizing, oh, I kind of see you now, or this isn't really for me. And so you may be communicating that. It feels like you're not cold and detached in the way where you're spiteful about it. You're just like, oh yeah, no, 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 that's not for me, thank you so much, you know, or whatever it is. Tell me more about that Page of Pentacles reversed. Oh yeah, the Death reverse. You can just feel like somebody is staying the same or something is staying the same. And I don't think that you want the same. I think that you want new. I think that you want change. And so you're detaching from something or someone that's boring you. Um, or someone that's procrastinating a lot or trying to manipulate you. It can also feel like somebody is being very critical of you as well, and this can be somebody from your past, and you're just like, ew, please, like just keep it to yourself, you know. It's something like that. Okay, so your advice for that is the Nine of Cups, because I was curious. It's all about you, and make it all about you. Make it all about you and what you want and what lights you up inside. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel alive? What puts a smile on your face? Focus on that. Taurus. It's all about you, baby. All about you. I don't even think I need to pull anything else for that. Thank you, number 4. Let's go to number 5 now. All right. See what this person's intentions are towards the relationship. Queen of Cups. They want to love you. They want to be loved back. That's good. They want to be vulnerable. They want your femininity, you know. The Hermit. Okay. I feel like sometimes this person wants their space a little bit, but I do genuinely believe that they want to love and be loved. Like, I think that's what they desire. I think this person is still trying to understand themselves or even find themselves. And I think that they're kind of, I don't want to say they're using the relationship for that, but they are finding themselves within the relationship. So they may need a little space to kind of understand themselves and their own emotions, but it doesn't feel negative. What's his thoughts on the relationship? The Three of Swords. Four of Wands. He may feel like it'll get worse before it gets better. Like, so for instance, he may feel like you guys still have a lot of insecurities or relationship issues to work through, or childhood trauma, or something that may be hindering the relationship a little bit. But I think that he believes you guys will break free from that, or it will get somewhere to a more peaceful place. Okay. So I think that's positive. Thanks a lot, Karen. Number 6. What's up, Nicole? All right, number 6. All right, let's see his current energy and feelings towards you. Show me this person's energy towards number 6. The Judgment reversed. If you guys have been separated, he may be fearing or avoiding some kind of reconciliation, or he can be avoiding accountability about something, especially if he betrayed you or if there was some kind of ending there. He can be afraid of that, or afraid to talk about it, or misstep, or make the wrong decision. The Five of Cups reversed. He's like trying to let go of the past without taking accountability or being honest about something. It's like wanting to kind of sweep something under the rug or wanting to avoid something entirely. Oh, you did say there was a separation. Okay. What about the feelings? What are his feelings for her? The Five of Pentacles. He's kind of abandoning this, or feels like he needs to abandon this. Let me see. The Seven of Cups. Give me one more. The Seven of Swords. I would not trust this person. I know that sounds really harsh and that sounds really shitty, but I'm going to be honest with you. I would not trust this person. I feel like this person is willing to abandon you for other options. I don't think this person is totally honest with you. I think that they're lying. I think that they're being deceitful, and I think that they're hiding things. Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords. I know that sounds harsh, but I'm never going to try to lie to you to make you feel better. I'm just never going to do it. I don't see him wanting to reconcile right now, but let's see. Does he still think about number 6? Yeah. I mean, with the Hangman there. He definitely does. But he's not really doing anything about it. So what does he think about when it comes to her? The Empress reversed. He feels like you're either overbearing or you have a lot of self-worth or self-value issues. He thinks that you're beautiful. You know, he definitely thinks that you're beautiful. There's no doubt about it. But he feels like you have a lot of insecurities. Does he want to reconcile? Nine of Swords. He seems more concerned. Like there's some kind of worry that he has about reconciling. Right now, I don't see that. There's some kind of like worry or truth he doesn't really want to face. He seems very deceptive. Your advice? The South Node. Let it go, baby. Let it go. Once you let this go, you have no idea the opportunities that will come into your life. You have no idea what's on the other side of the door that you won't close. I promise. Thank you, number 6. Moving on to number 7. Oh, what's up, number 7? Okay, should she extend her vacation for a few days? King of Swords. Yeah, I think you should. Why? But it is asking you to be logical about it. It's asking you if this is a logical decision, though. You can, but it has to be more logical. What happens if she does? Page of Cups reverse. You could end up kind of missing out on an offer of some sort, or you could end up feeling like, oh man, maybe I kind of screwed myself there. So I don't know. It's I don't know if you really should now. Like when I saw the King of Swords, I was like, oh yeah, like totally go for it. But then I was like, oh no, it's asking her to make a logical decision. And if you were to stay, Page of Cups reversed, I mean, definitely not my favorite. So I personally wouldn't, but like if I were to make a decision based on what the cards were saying, I don't think that I personally would. But you know what's best for you. Okay. Number 8. Okay. Sure, let's see. It's asking you to focus on a religious or spiritual practice, okay, whatever it is that you believe in with that Hierophant. It can also be asking you to get with a mentor, you know? Is there somebody in your life that can be a mentor for you, that can help you through something? This is also about like the building blocks of life and building your foundation. What does that look like? Well, if you want to ask what would build your foundation, that would be like, what are your values? You know, what does your health look like? Things like that. This can also be about you also needing to focus on some kind of educational matter. Give me another one. Okay, yeah, this is about building your foundation, baby. There's something about you just building your foundation. Maybe you can learn something new in regards to building a business, or maybe it's about relationships, or maybe it's about budgeting or something like that. So this is very earthy energy. So it's about the practical day-to-day, you know, it can be about your physical body, your health, your finances, your business, things like that. So maybe some kind of financial education or some kind of financial mentor, maybe, or somebody who could help you build something from the ground up, like a mentor. You got to come out of your comfort zone a little bit, darling. There's some kind of fear, insecurity that you have, and you're needing to focus on your confidence. The way that you're going to become more confident is by doing the things that scare you. It's about like, you can care about what people think, but do the thing that you want to do anyway, right? As long as it's not like hurting anybody. But do the thing that you want to do anyway. And pushing through that fear is going to build courage, and that's going to build your confidence. So it's saying like, hey, there's some kind of plan that you're needing to make around what? Queen of Wands reversed. You're needing to show up, show out, not give a shit what people think. You're supposed to perform something. You're supposed to maybe become an influencer. There's some kind of leadership position that you're needing to take in some way in your own life. Thank you so much, number 8. All right, you guys, I got to get out of here. Thank you so much. I love you guys to pieces, and I hope that you have a great day. Thanks a lot, Claudia. All right, bye, guys.